Michael Burry warning, insider revealed this huge December stock market news. Shockingly important news. Wall Street's top investors are bracing for the biggest stock market crash of our lifetime, with the tech bubble burst leading the meltdown that will start over the next few weeks. The stage is set for an epic financial disaster, and after the explosion, we'll be headed to the worst economic depression we've ever faced in the history of the United States. Today we're going to talk all about Michael Burry's warning about the huge December stock market news. So watch the video till the end, because today's video is going to be the bomb. Welcome to Michael Burry Secrets, your daily dose of Michael Burry. If you're interested in everything around Burry, this is the place for you. Subscribe if you want to stay updated with all the Michael Burry secrets, predictions, and stay one step ahead in the financial world. Watch the video till the end, and make sure to hit the like button if you want to be a millionaire within the next 3 years. Don't forget to enable all notifications to join our weekly cash giveaway in the comments. Now let's get to our topic. Wall Street's top investors are bracing for the biggest stock market crash of our lifetime, with the tech bubble burst leading the meltdown that will start over the next few weeks. The stage is set for an epic financial disaster, and after the explosion, we will be headed to the worst economic depression we've ever faced in the history of the United States. That's what one of the most successful investors of market strategies of modern times is telling us. Harry Dent, the founder of HS Dent Investment Management, is warning that we're about to enter some exceedingly difficult times, but most people don't even know what's truly going on. As Dent noted, you can blow up a balloon only so far, and then it pops. The government tried to keep this bubble going no matter how ridiculous it is, he says, but this time around, additional stimulus won't help. Enough is more than enough. In a recent interview, Dent asserted that 21% of all U.S. companies are barely limping along, and are doomed to bankruptcy in the recession he sees occurring shortly after the crash. We'll have the biggest recession or depression of our lives next year, and the economy isn't going to get strong again until 2024, the investor alerted. Now he's saying that stocks are on their last legs, reaffirming that the market will face an 80% catastrophic drop. First, it will crash by around 50%, he argues. The remaining 30% will come as investors start to feel the impact of rising interest rates. The most critical problem we face now is that the market bubble is expanding at the same time the economy is rapidly slowing. He's not alone in this forecast. In recent weeks, even Bank of America strategists said that investors are overestimating earnings growth. In fact, the bank said that speculation is far higher today than during the dot-com bubble. And that's setting up the market to a 25 to 50% correction as investors dismiss the bigger picture. The Fed starts tapering its bond purchasing program soon, and that will be the pin to pop this gigantic bubble. On the same note, the founder and partner of Oxbow Advisors, Ted Oakley, said in an interview with Kitco News that the greatest threat facing investors today is the unsustainable stock market valuations that are about to revert. If we take a look at the standard deviations of valuations relative to where the market is, it's clear that stock picture is a matter of time, and it shouldn't come as a surprise when it happens, because anyone with basic common sense can see it coming. The expert also highlights that this is an everything speculative bubble, and the higher risks are in the stock market, but real estate and equity aren't immune. The market is peaking, and it will only take a single shock to reverse this trend and trigger a sharp sell-off. The odds of a meltdown are increasing by the day, whether people believe it or not. There's a famous Warren Buffett quote for times like these: "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." Needless to say that today's stocks are extremely overbought because of greediness. Investor euphoria has gotten out of control, and rampant speculation is heightening the risk of disappointment. Lance Roberts, the chief investment strategist at Real Investment Advice, told Business Insider that the market is being pushed to the limit, and nothing good will come out of the market mania. Over the last month, investors pushed the stock market to extremely overbought, extended, and deviated levels. Currently, the deviation from the long-term bullish monthly moving average is at the most extreme since 1997, Roberts said. Furthermore, the stock market is now highly overbought, which has typically preceded more significant market corrections. In short, there's essentially no way around it. Just about every economic recession and market meltdown America has ever faced has been sparked by rising interest rates. Whenever interest rates rise more than 2%, a downturn follows, and the coming downturn is going to be the greatest in history due to the extraordinary magnitude of this bubble. At this point, everyone can see that a stock market crash is coming. Everyone is already expecting it, and considering the series of warnings making the headlines over the past few weeks, that shouldn't come as a surprise for you either. Get ready for the worst while you still can. The chances for a stock market crash have to be viewed in the context of the pandemic. When COVID first started to spread, ensuing lockdowns caused a lot of economic damage. Stock markets then fell as share prices had to reflect the prospect for lower profits. We've seen a huge rebound in economic growth since then, and stock markets have rallied accordingly, particularly in the US where Michael Burry is based. But stock markets rebounded at speed. The S&P 500 is now up over 100% since the low in March 2020. There was good reason for the stock market to rally. Central banks such as the Federal Reserve slashed interest rates to all-time lows. The Fed also started quantitative easing, buying bonds to keep interest rates low and encourage lending. This floods the financial markets with liquidity and reduces borrowing costs. Stimulus like this normally reverses a stock market crash, just like in 2020. Governments also helped with fiscal stimulus, or spending to support their economies. In the UK, we had the furlough scheme to support jobs. In the US, there were checks sent directly to consumers' bank accounts. Because of lockdowns, there were limited places to spend this money, so savings rates increased. Some commentators have said execs saving the financial liquidity have created greater demand for cryptocurrencies and NFTs. But Michael Burry has a rather stark warning for today's markets. More speculation than the 1920s, more overvaluation than the 1990s, more economic strife than the 1970s. Wow, if this is the case, then we're about to see an almighty stock market crash. Stock market crash. Is there one coming? I want to separate out the UK and US stock markets. I agree with Burry to an extent on overvaluation in the US. The price-to-earnings P/E ratio for the S&P 500 is high at almost 26, but the FTSE 100 index is far cheaper at a PE of 17. The FTSE 100 also hasn't recovered fully from the stock market crash of 2020. This doesn't say to me that the UK market is full of speculation. My biggest concern, which aligns with Burry's comments on economic strife, is rising inflation. The current consumer price index reading in the US was a huge 6.2% in October. The Bank of England is forecasting CPI at 5% early next year. Inflation really impacts lower-income households the most. Then central banks may be forced to reverse economic stimulus quicker than expected. This may lead to a stock market crash. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Also, we would like to mention that this is not a channel intended specifically to provide financial advice, and we do not ask you to invest in any company. This is merely a channel directed towards bringing educational content to your doorsteps. With that in mind, before you invest in anything, we recommend you do thorough, wide-spectrum research on the topic. And make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time on Michael Burry Secrets. Bye.